Dear colleagues, we continue our working day. Now I give the floor to representative of the Ministry of Defense on ATO-related issues, Colonel Andriy Lysenko. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. The militants violated agreements on disengagement of forces and weaponry at the line of confrontation. Yesterday at 1 p.m., Ukrainian forces that hold positions in Mariupol area were ready to execute their part of the agreement, but the militants refused to withdraw, and OSCE mission observes that the militants didn't demine the area and interfere into the activities of the observation mission. In the Lugansk area, the militants violated ceasefire. Only in Popasnyansky region, the militants delivered 6 shellings using small arms during dark hours. In Donetsk area, there the militants opened fire at our positions in Zaitsevo, Kamensk, and Avdiivka. Thus, the theater of military actions narrowed somehow, and the militants also used small arms exclusively, and they were active both during day and at night. On the whole, during the last 24 hours in the Donetsk area, there were 10 enemy shellings. The Mariupol area, the situation remains mainly the same. There were 16 shellings in Mariinka, Starognatovka, between Bogdanovka and Petrovsky, and at part of front line, Podlopol-Shirokine. Heavy weapons was not used by the enemy. During the last 24 hours, as a result of the military actions, no Ukrainian servicemen killed. 1 was wounded in Zaitsevo in the course of enemy shelling. 1 more militant got the chance for peaceful life in free Ukraine using the program of SBU that is called They Wait for You Back Home. During May-June 2014, resident of Slovyansk served in the ranks of the militants and served at enemy's checkpoint. He was the witness of the crimes committed by the militants, and he fled. Former militant then turned to SBU and made first step to peaceful life. Now, direct speech of the militant. I am the resident of Slavyansk, and in May-June 2014 I helped to establish checkpoint, and then I served at this checkpoint. I searched the car and people, and then I saw that the militants committed crimes such as looting, and I left this post, and I was hiding from law enforcers, and I understood that I committed some wrongdoings, and then I was confused. But then I saw on TV that there is such a program. I wrote a letter, then I address everyone, please come back. You should take a decision. You should come to the authorities. I know that your relatives are waiting for you, your wives, your mothers. I understand it, and we should end this ugly situation. Let's return to peaceful life. Thank you. So training ongoing. Training of paratroopers in Dnipropetrovsk. The servicemen used removable airborne hardware that is called Adapter 1, and they were landed at sites where it is impossible to land and evacuate wounded by a regular way. So if you have questions, please ask. Now questions. Introduce yourself first. Andriy Megal, consultant. I have a question. You said that the militants do not adhere to the agreements. So if this will be done once again, what will Ukraine do in such a case? The armed forces of Ukraine that are at the front line, they fully adhere to the Minsk agreements, and they adhere to the agreements, and they adhere to ceasefire, and they only return fire in case the enemy is active. And the agreements that are signed as of 21st of September, we are ready to adhere these agreements. We partly completed these actions, so we withdrew heavy weaponry and we provide information to OSCE mission observers about the areas of movements of forces and weaponry. And in this decision, there is precondition that there should be ceasefire for 7 days, and then withdrawal should be done for 1 day. The matter should be considered together with the OSCE member missions where these weaponry will be placed, and then 3 days for practical implementation. And the Ukrainian side is fully prepared, and we await for the opposite side to do the same. And the OSCE mission do not have access to those areas. The occupants should withdraw their forces too, so we are waiting. If there are no more questions, this is the end of press briefing. Thank you. Dear colleagues, our next event is at 1 p.m.